Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about intelligence and a new sort of conceptualization of intelligence and how people should begin to think about it. The main reason I'm doing this is because from my experience with learning psychology and like different textbooks and my classes in psychology, we don't seem to have a very good understanding of what intelligence is yet. Most psychology books admit this. I think they mentioned that in my psych class that they're still struggling to come up with a good definition of intelligence. And that's not necessarily what I'm attempting to do here. I'm just more or less attempting to give a new conceptualization on what intelligence would be. So yeah, let's get going. So for me, intelligence would not, or from my understanding, intelligence would not be properly understood just through IQ. There seems to be more to intelligence. There seems to be something that you can learn over time. You can develop your mind in a way so that it can learn better over time, rather than just having this set number that determines like how well you're going to learn things and how well you know things and how smart you are. So IQ doesn't seem like a very good standard for intelligence, since people's intelligence can grow. People can become smarter over time. However, there is something to be said for IQ. There has to be some, because there are some people who seem like they can process different problems faster than others. They seem to be able to do more tasks mentally than other people in a quicker time. And this would make sense as well, because all of the human bodies are different. And as the brain and mind are, or as the brain is a physical organ, there's obviously going to be slight variations between people. However, due to the fact we have free will and we can choose how we think about things, it doesn't seem like this is entirely set. So there has to be some other means of understanding or some other explanation of what intelligence would be. So to begin with my theory, I'm gonna start with an analogy of a computer. So a computer is similar to the mind in that it like runs through mental processes and it computes different things. And in that sense, they're similar. Obviously, it's not a perfect analogy, as the mind has free will, and a computer does not have free will. So, from my understanding, IQ is similar to what processing power would be in a computer. How fast a computer can get things done, how quickly it can perform different tasks, how quickly it can get through code, how quickly it can do anything. And that seems to make sense for a human being as well, as your brain is a physical organ and it's essentially the hardware of your mind, as a computer's processing power would be like the hardware of the computer, how fast it can run through code. However, your epistemology, the way your method for obtaining knowledge, is similar to the code itself. And the efficiency of your epistemological method, your method for gaining knowledge, is similar to how efficient your code is. So some people can seem smarter than others, and because they can get through things really fast, they can do a lot with their mind. However, they have a really inefficient method, so they're falling back on their IQ to help them get through, to help them like perform more mental tasks in the same time that another person can, or as efficiently as another person can. However, the more important thing, and this is something we can control, is our epistemological method, the efficiency of our code. This is why it's so important to think about philosophy and epistemology, and to try to perfect your mind, your means of obtaining knowledge, and your means of looking at reality and saying, looking at reality and trying to find knowledge and trying to find real knowledge. And you want to have a proper method for that. That's your epistemological method. And that is similar to how code works in a computer. So essentially, those two things, those two factors are what makes up intelligence. You have the IQ, which is something that's set and you can't change, but more importantly, you have the code itself, which you have a lot of control of. That's also a lot tied in a lot with the subconscious, because over time you develop certain methods of thinking about reality and obtaining knowledge. And over time, those methods become ingrained. It's like the code of your brain. And those, more or less, are the things that control how efficient your mental processes are. Because if you have a really inefficiently coded computer, it's going to be terrible. Like, you can't, even the fastest processing speed is still going to be slow. It's still going to be terrible. Just as someone with a high IQ but a very inefficient way of thinking about things is going to be extremely unintelligent. And the same thing is true of someone who has a low IQ but has a better epistemological method, a much quicker way of thinking about things. He's going to be much better off because he can't do as much mentally, but he can do the things he can do them a lot quicker, so he ultimately can do just as much, if not more, than someone with a high IQ. So ultimately, IQ doesn't matter in the sense that we as humans have free will to shape our epistemological methods and make our minds as efficient as possible and make ourselves as intelligent as possible. I think that's all I have to say for today, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you liked it. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.